Alright, hi everyone. This is different from what I normally do, so I'm going to hop right into it. The tablet company GAOMON was very kind to send me one of their tablets to use and review for them. It is the GAOMON PD1161 screen tablet. So I didn't prepare an unboxing because honestly I don't find those super interesting, but I will quickly go over what comes in the box with the tablet, but I'll save all the technical setup stuff until the end of the video in case you're uninterested in that kind of stuff. To preface this, I've never actually worked with another screen tablet. I've been using, up until I tried this one, I've been using a Wacom Intuos 5 since like 2012. So that's pretty much my only comparison point. I used a couple of others before that, but God knows I remember those. So that's just something to keep in mind with all of my opinions on this and my feedback and all that. Here's the screen tablet itself. The screen is quite nice. I really like the texture of it. Smooth, but it's not crazy smooth. It has a really nice, the friction against the tablet nib is really nice. It doesn't feel like it's gonna slide off. It feels like you're actually drawing on it. The tablet itself has a real nice weight to it too. There's a variety of buttons on the side here and a light indicator that shows you when it's on and when it's in sleep mode. There's some buttons on the side that has the menu button, the power button, some settings. It deals with like the backlight of the screen and whatnot. Comes with the HDMI and the power source, power cord. Wow. Okay. In the box comes with the pen, obviously. It's a pretty okay pen. It's lightweight for sure. It has the buttons on the top there for the right click and the double click and all that. The pen nib is a pen nib, is what it is. Comes with the pen holder, which have pen nibs in it. I couldn't do that with one hand. Sorry about that. I was recording this. Comes with a drawing glove to help protect the screen as you're drawing on it. Comes with a warranty card in case you want to fill out all that kinds of information. You're super organized, which I'm not. And it comes with the driver download information, very important if you want to actually use the tablet. And it comes with a quick start guide to help get the tablet set up and all its components. Okay, with all the parts out of the way, I'm going to talk some general opinion stuff. My favorite thing about the tablet is probably the screen and the tablet itself. It feels really nice to draw on. It was kind of a learning curve working with the Wacom. I'm so used to looking at the screen and not looking at my hand, and there's like there's a certain calibration kind of stuff going on when you actually have the pen nib on the screen. So it did take me a minute to get used to it, but it's not a painful learning curve by any means. And the fact that it's a dual screen is also a huge plus in my book, which is part of the reason I was super excited to work with this tablet in the first place. You can either make the tablet duplicate what's on your main monitor, or you can use it as like a dual monitor to extend your work area. And like I said before, the pen is fine. It's lighter weight than the tablet pen I was using before. It's neither really good or bad. I kind of prefer the heavier one, but it's not a huge deal, I don't think. It doesn't have an eraser, which is my biggest problem with the pen. I'm super used to using an eraser with my old tablet pen, and having to constantly manually switch between the eraser and the pen is kind of a drag. And I'm not really one to use keyboard shortcuts. I don't like having to keep my hand on my keyboard the entire time that I'm drawing. I find it very cumbersome. Again, I don't really have a point of comparison outside of my old Wacom tablet. The pen stabilization with the screen is super messy, I suppose I would say. it's very difficult to get a smooth line unless you're zoomed in a lot, I think. To get clean line art like I'm used to, a lot of the time I would have to zoom in really far, and I was using the eraser much more than I was used to doing. And I mean, I don't really mind it when working with sketches or when painting something like the Speedpaint behind all my talking. But doing my regular stuff, it's not the easiest to get them. I'm gonna get into some more technical stuff with the setup. And I will say, first things first, I think setting up this tablet would have been a lot easier if I was working on a laptop. But I'm not. I'm working on a desktop. So it took me a while to be able to set it up the way I wanted to. First things first, you will need HDMI cords. HDMI cords are handy to keep a bunch of anyway, but I'm using at least 3. If you're working on a laptop, you'll be using less. Again, it's going to be easier if you're working on a laptop. So I tried this setup with both an HDMI splitter into the graphics card HDMI slot, and now I have it on. I have a HDMI converter for the DVI slot, and then my main monitor is plugged into the actual HDMI port in my graphics card. That'll be the setup you likely want if you intend to use the extend display functionality of the tablet. I'm not super familiar with a dual monitor setup, but I imagine it's very, very similar if you're at all familiar with it. You can use the HDMI splitter, but it'll only duplicate the screen, so you won't be able to extend your displays for a larger workspace. Now, I didn't show the extent of the HDMI and power cables, most because I have it all plugged in, and you won't be able to make them out between my mess of other cables as well. But so basically the inputs from the HDMI and the power from the tablet go into a 3-way split. One plugs into, it's an extension of the HDMI cord. It basically plugs into the graphics card, whichever port you're going to end up using, of your computer, or the HDMI port of a laptop, I believe. And one plugs into a USB into the computer as well in order to actually set up the tablet functionality. And then the last one has to go into a power outlet in order to power the tablet. The cords are really cumbersome. The good thing about them is they do seem pretty sturdy, but man, there's just so many. Especially so with my Wacom tablet, the USB port where the cord would go died a few years back, like maybe 4 years ago. So I've had it on a wireless receiver setup since then. So having to go from 0 cords to 5+ with it's 5 cords for the tablet itself, and then some HDMI stuff that I had to do a dual monitor setup. The power cord, though, I thought was very nice. It comes with a base power cord and then with a bunch of adapters for different countries. So whichever kind of outlet, European, USA, etc., which I thought was very nice. So I'm going to do a quick pros and cons list to wrap this thing up. Some pros: the tablet just feels really nice to work with. The screen is great feel and weight to it. The fact that it's a dual monitor is a huge plus for me. And best of all, it's super affordable. Like a lot of screen tablets and iPads and all that kinds of stuff that'll run you like anywhere between $600 and $1,200. But the GAOMON is only, I believe it depends on where you purchase it, but it'll run you between $180 to $230. And some cons: I personally had a kind of a rough time setting it up, if only because I had to buy so many other components for it. For the cords, the pen stabilization is also not the best. It can either be completely negligible or super annoying depending on what I'm working on. And those two things are probably my biggest issues with the tablet. The pen not having an eraser is annoying at worst, but I don't really mind it at the end of the day. But to wrap up, would I buy it? Yes, I would. I mean, like, for its price, you can't beat it. It's a second monitor, you can draw on it. It's a second monitor you can draw on, and it's like less than $200. That's crazy. It might have sounded like I was griping for a little bit, and my issues with it, I guess, stand out more because I've been using the same tablet for the past 8 years, but I mean, overall, the tablet feels great. Once you have it set up, it's easy to use, it stays connected, and it's overall a great product. I really do think so. And I really can't thank the GAOMON people enough for letting me review their tablet. I really appreciate it. Once again, the tablet that the GAOMON people sent me is the PD1161. And I'll put a bunch of information and links and all that good stuff in the description for everyone's ease of access. And thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have a wonderful day.